The Tennessee Titans lost 20-17 to the Seattle Seahawks, and Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill gave them a Christmas miracle. We're going to talk about it on today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. Let's get it.
You are Locked On Titans, your daily Tennessee Titans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Titans podcast. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Titans fans, the Tennessee Titans lose 20-17. And I got to tell you, I think it's what's best for the team going forward. Ryan Tannehill and Tre Avery gave the Titans and all of us a Christmas miracle. We're going to talk about that. Plus, I think there were a lot of positive things to take away from this game as well. Players who need to contribute and get better for the Titans moving forward. And then finally, it's tank watch time, baby. It's a big weekend for the Titans. Big loss that they got there. So we're going to talk about all of that on today's show. Before we do want to thank you guys for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen each and every day. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. If you could, as a Christmas present to me, subscribe to the show. It's Monday through Friday, Tennessee Titans content all year round, always for free. You're not going to beat that anywhere else. So make sure you get subscribed, stay subscribed. It's your team every day here on the Locked On Titans podcast. But again, 20-17 loss. The Titans grabbed defeat out of the jaws of victory. And again, this was the best possible outcome for the team. Whether you're somebody who doesn't care about the draft pick and wants to see the Titans try their best, whether you're somebody who cares about the draft pick like me. Look, it is no secret. If you have been listening to my content, reading my stuff over at Sports Illustrated, paying attention to me on social media at all whatsoever, then you know I want a higher pick. I think these wins are useless, and I think the Titans would be best in the future going forward to give them a chance at being a perennial Super Bowl contender. It is best for the Titans to lose and hopefully get one of the top tier players in this draft, like a Joe Alt or an Olaf Ashanu at left tackle. It's that simple. If you think that doesn't matter, they'll find the players they need to find. If they do, whatever, then that's your prerogative. Then this game was great for you. We got a great Derrick Henry performance, right? 19 carries, 88 yards, had the touchdown run, had the touchdown throw as well. This was a very celebrate Derrick Henry performance, right? So you got that. That has to feel good sentimentally for you. Yay. You know, the Titans didn't win, but they tried hard, right? Ryan Tannehill went out there. He tried. He got sacked 6 times. But he put it out there. The Titans defense had good moments. They were stiff in the red zone. They were able to make this a tight, competitive game. And the Seahawks got a big win at the end and again, a tight, competitive game. So whether you're somebody who wanted the Titans to lose this game, whether you're somebody who doesn't care about the draft pick, this was a fun game for you. Exciting, close, big-time Henry stuff. But let's be real here. The Titans needed to lose this game, and they almost ruined the tank. Again, they grabbed defeat out of the jaws of victory in this one, okay? But this is what we needed. This is excellent. Mike Vrabel's team hasn't quit. The Titans are pushing. They're trying to play hard. Like, all of this is what we want, but it ends in a loss. It ends in a loss. That's huge. That's huge. And you look around the NFL, and we're going to look a little later, this is a great weekend for the Titans in their draft position. There's some real opportunity here for them to move up the board. So we could talk about the culture and all of that. I talked about it earlier this week. The Titans are going to change so many players. This roster changed 40% from 2022 to this year. How much more do you think it's going to change next year? You know, so I'm not too worried about culture. And Jeffrey Simmons on IR, Amani Hooker on IR, Jack Gibbons on IR, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine on IR. The Titans put a bunch of people on IR. They sat 11 players in this game. Look, if you're mad about tanking and you're mad that people want to tank, look at your own team, all right? And at the end of the day, what I really want to do is I want to give a special thanks to Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill. Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill get extra special Merry Christmas thanks from me. All right, Tre Avery, when things were going so poorly, gets beat on a double move by DK Metcalf, DK Metcalf made a great catch in the back of the end zone as well. Then, on the final scoring drive for the Seahawks, gets the penalty, gets beaten one-on-one by Colby Parkinson. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Tre Avery. Go to my Twitter account, at TicTacTitans. I posted a great meme. It's Spider-Man being carried by the people of New York in the subway, but it's Tre Avery's face. He's a hero. He's a hero. When no other man was brave enough to step up and do what needed to be done, Tre Avery stepped up and helped this team's future. And then Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, thank you. Thank you for the send-off. Like, I hope that Tannehill plays more. I truly hope that Tannehill plays more the rest of the year. Don't let Will Levis play. I've been saying it. Sit him down. High ankle sprain. Don't be insane. Ryan Tannehill got sacked 6 times. You're going to put Will Levis with that mummy wrap he had on his knee and his leg at practice on Friday. You're going to put Will Levis out there with that offensive line? Andrew Rupsich is in now at guard. Andre Dillard went back in. They said that Jalen Duncan was questionable with a wrist injury. He didn't look injured on the sideline. It looked like Andre Dillard was just back in the game because Jalen Duncan's so bad. Don't put Will Levis out there. So Ryan Tannehill goes out there, holds the ball forever, and takes a sack with no timeouts. Awesome. All right. And then he throws it short when everybody thinks he's about to clock it, and he throws it short to Colton Dow, and Dow can't get out of bounds going forward, and the time runs out. I mean, Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill gave the Titans a Christmas miracle when they almost pulled out this win. They almost pulled out this win. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, looking at some of these games here, it looks like some crazy stuff is happening. The Titans got to hope that they can continue to go down. And next week, they're going to play on the road against Houston. They're going to finish at home against Jacksonville. They haven't won a division game all year. So that will be interesting to watch. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you guys can be mad all you want. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But the Tennessee Titans need to tank. They need to get a top 5 draft pick. They need to get one of those offensive tackles. And the way this game played out with Derrick Henry getting his flowers, but then the Titans ultimately losing with backup players making mistakes and Ryan Tannehill putting the cherry on top. This is exactly how this game should have gone. It's perfect for the Titans. And whether it's tough to swallow or not for you, doesn't really matter. This is the best thing that could have happened. And for Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill to step up at the end and make the plays needed to give this team the outcome that it needed, again, they deserve an extra special Christmas thanks from me and from all of you. So tighten up to Tre Avery and Ryan Tannehill. Thank you. But with that being said, there were some players who played well in this game, and they deserve their credit. And there were some players who the Titans are going to need to keep improving going down the stretch. So we're going to talk about those guys. Also, do a little check-in on how the tank is going right now for the Titans, because it seems to be going pretty well. So we got a lot to talk about still on today's show. Do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Look, as the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there is no better time to get in on the action. Look, the app is super easy to use. I love using FanDuel. They got spreads, player props, over-unders, combining a bunch of bets together for a single game parlay. It's excellent. Make sure that you visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn and get in on the NFL action before it's too late. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/LockedOn. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Titans fans, let's continue today's recap edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you have a good end of the year, a good holiday season. Nonetheless, I'm in a joyous mood right now. I cannot lie. And I know that may be controversial to some, but I really don't care. I'm going to live my truth. this Christmas. And I am excited that the Tennessee Titans just lost that game. I'm excited, all right? Because that is what is best for the future. I want this team to be a perennial Super Bowl contender. I feel like they have the ability to build that right now. This is one of the most important off seasons in franchise history. The Titans need a top 5 pick. All right, so I don't feel bad about it. But I don't want to focus on that the entire show. There were some things that we need to discuss from this game, some things to be happy about here. And number one, let's dive into it. Like I said, vintage Derrick Henry performance. If you're a Titans fan, no matter what you thought about the draft pick, watching Derrick Henry play today had to make you happy. Derrick Henry went for 88 rushing yards, had the score on the ground, he had the throwing touchdown, and I'm going to be honest, Derrick Henry looked like a different person this week compared to last week. The way that he was hitting the hole, the aggressiveness that he was running with, the, I guess, unwillingness to go down. You could just see a different burst and a different pop in Derrick Henry's step in this game. So, to me, while the Titans played against a worse run defense, much worse run defense, okay, and that allowed the offensive line to block better and open up better holes, Derrick Henry also, you could tell he was playing with something a little bit different in this game, okay? So it was nice. You see Derrick Henry get the rushing touchdown, have the throwing touchdown, have the good day, rip off some good yards, blah, blah, blah. There you go. So no matter what, that's something to be excited about. Also, I thought Chig Okonkwo was excellent in this game. I mean, Chig had 6 catches, 63 yards, had his first touchdown catch of the year. Chig Okonkwo has really, really stacked on some great performances here. I talked about it earlier this week. In the last month or so, Chig Okonkwo has been absolutely dynamite. So seeing him get back to playing well, the beginning of the season was slow. It was shaky. Chig did not have his best stuff, no doubt about it. But to see him bounce back here at the end of the season, there's no way you could be a Titans fan and not be excited about that. Chig Okonkwo definitely building up a great end of the year here that he's on. Like to see that. Also, Tyjae Spears. Tyjae Spears continues to be explosive and excellent. He had 9 carries for 40 yards. That's 4.4 yards per carry. He also had 5 catches for 27 yards. Tyjae Spears looks like a guy who can beat, we look around the NFL at the best teams, and most of the best teams don't have a big, high-priced, big-name running back. Tyjae Spears looks like the kind of running back that can be the lead back in a committee approach, and that's what the Titans are going to need him to be going forward. So big stuff from Tyjae Spears. He continues to look excellent. Would still like to see him get the ball more. I mean, 14 touches in this game, though. Pretty good job by the Titans trying to get him the ball. But with Chig Okonkwo, with Tyjae Spears looking good, you got to be happy about that. Also, Roger McCreary continues to look good. He had 7 tackles in this game. Out of everybody getting attacked in the secondary, McCreary continues to look good. Now, there was one play on the sideline where he wasn't able to make the play, but I continue to tell everyone who will listen, Roger McCreary can't play on the boundary. He doesn't have long enough arms. He needs to play in the slot. And when you play him in the slot, he plays great. So Roger McCreary did a good job. Also, the pass rush. Harold Landry had another sack. Arden Key had a big sack. Danico Autry got half of a sack in this game and continues his career year. The Titans pass rush did a really good job. Now, they didn't do enough late in the game and allowed Seattle to get 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But overall, the Titans pass rush did a good job. You know what I mean? Harold Landry, 2 tackles for loss. I was pretty impressed with what we saw up front. Okay? And then also, I want to mention Otis Reese. All right? I got to watch the tape. Otis Reese, the rookie linebacker, maybe he did poor in coverage. Maybe it wasn't all great. But Otis Reese was out there hitting. He was running sideline to sideline. He's 6'2", 6'3", fast, size, speed linebacker. And that's what I want to see the Titans go for going forward. Get some of these late round size, speed linebackers. See if you can teach them up on potential. See if you can teach them up on technique, teach them up on their reads, all of that. But take an athletic mold and see what you can get from it. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see from the Titans going forward. So to see Otis Reese step up and play well, you got to be happy about that. Okay? Now, outside of that, I don't really have a lot to tell you to get excited about here. DeAndre Hopkins was yelling at Tim Kelly on the sideline, only had 2 catches for 20 yards. Tannehill was behind him. Traylon Burks had 2 catches for 25 yards, but on multiple instances looked like he was hurt bad. Luckily he wasn't, but you just get nervous with the way he kind of hits the ground. So overall, this is not a very good team. The Titans put a ton of players on IR. I mean, a ton of players. I didn't get to talk about it much because it happened on Saturday, and now we're into the game. But Simmons on IR, Hooker on IR, Jack Gibbons on IR, like Sean Murphy-Bunting sat out this game, Kayvon Wallace sat out this game. You could be mad about the Titans tanking all you want, but the Titans clearly are prioritizing the health of their veterans right now. You know what I'm saying? So those are the guys I'm excited about. Here's what I will say, too. Peter Skoronski did give up the sack early in the game, and it was bad. He got bull rush back. It was ugly. It was obvious that it was a sack on Peter Skoronski. Never set his feet. Got way too deep before he really set his anchor. That's just a bad play. But throughout the rest of the game, it wasn't Peter Skoronski who was getting beat for all those pressures. Aaron Brewer got beat multiple times in this game on the same drive. Gave up multiple sacks on the same drive one time. The offensive tackles, again, it's my opinion, Jalen Duncan got benched. They could say it's a wrist injury all they want, but they put Andre Dillard in there because he's the better player. I know that's hard to believe, but it's the facts. So a lot of places on the offensive line were bad. So I know Peter had the one bad sack, and everybody will jump all over that because they noticed it, but far from the biggest problem on the offensive line. That's for sure. So overall, bad game, a tough loss, but there are reasons for Titans fans to be optimistic about the future. Again, the defensive line, with the pass rush with Landry, Autry, Arden Key. On the offensive side, Tajay Spears, Chigakonkwo. Love to see that. So we got to talk about the tank, though, because the Titans kept the tank a-rolling today, and there were some other results in the NFL that are exciting to discuss as well. So we're going to dive into all of that to cap off today's show. Do want to let you guys know, though, that today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Gametime is the best place to buy tickets, period. If you buy tickets on other apps, it could be a frustrating time, really. You don't feel like you're getting the real price when you're looking at the price of the tickets. You don't know if you get the actual seat that they're telling you that you can get. You don't have to worry about any of that with Gametime because Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. They have killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, view from your seat, best price guarantee, and they have deals on tickets all the way up until an hour after the event has started. And it's not just sports. I bought multiple tickets, purchased multiple tickets to different sporting events on Gametime, but they also have comedies, concert, theater, all that different stuff as well. And they have the Gametime guarantee, which means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Gametime will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL, that's LOCKEDON NFL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Titans fans, we are going to cap off today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast, recapping the Tennessee Titans 20-17 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Talked about how the Titans tried to ruin the tank, but Ryan Tannehill and Tre Avery got the job done. Also talked about some things that should inspire optimism for Titans fans while watching that game as well. But now we got an update on the tank. Before I do, thank you for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen each and every day, Monday through Friday. Tennessee Titans content all year round, always for free. Make sure you get subscribed, stay subscribed. It's your team every day. So the Titans lose and drop to 5-10 on the year. Big time. Like to see that. The Bears are playing the Arizona Cardinals as we speak. The Bears are knocking on the doorstep to score. We need the Chicago Bears to win that game. Again, I think the Patriots, the Panthers, but the Bears get the pick. And the Cardinals and the Commanders, those 4 teams, I don't think the Titans are catching them. So there's nothing we can do about that. So let's just hope that the other teams like the Bears, who are 5-9, lose. So the Bears have their first and goal at the 1-yard line. Bears should take the lead. Hopefully the Bears beat Arizona. But otherwise, the Colts lost 29-10. That helps the Titans because a Titans opponent now has a worse record, which makes the Titans' strength of schedule worse, which is good for the tiebreaker. So Colts lose. Love that. And someone who beats the Titans lost or won the game. So there we go. The Jets pulled it out at the end, 30-28. Again, the Commanders dropping to 5 wins. Maybe they find a way to win another game down the stretch and they have 6 and the Titans are, I don't think so. So the Commanders staying at 4. That's most realistic. The Jets moving from 5 wins to 6 wins. Huge. Needed that to happen. So that's great stuff for the Titans as well. Now look, looking back, it would have been better if the Chargers were able to pull off that win against the Bills. No doubt about it. It would have been better. But they didn't. All right, so that's going to be a tough one. You're looking at the Chargers. Are they going to be able to get a win? They play Denver next week. Maybe they pull off a win, but really hope they were able to pull that out, and they weren't. So that is what it is. But, again, the Jets losing, that's good. The Colts lose, or the Jets winning, that's good. The Colts losing, that's good. On Monday night, the Raiders are 6-8. Not too worried, but the Giants, all right? The Eagles are on a losing streak. The Eagles look rough, okay? Tommy Cutlets has all the magic. Now, this is in Philadelphia, and I'm wish casting right here heavy because the odds are that the Giants are not going to win that game, but we can all hope for a Christmas miracle, folks. Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, get the job done, all right? That's all that I'm asking for. But overall, for what we could root for the Titans, not bad. The Saints lost, so that helps the Titans with strength of schedule. That's good. Texans lose, although the Browns won. The Browns are 10-5. That is nuts. What a job by Kevin Stefanski. He's got to win Coach of the Year again. But either way, this is a pretty good weekend for the tank for the Titans. A pretty good weekend overall. So we need the Bears. The Bears are up 7-0 now. Need the Bears to win that game. Jaguars are losing 10-0. Need them to lose that game. That hurts. And then let's hope that the Giants win. And then we move on to next week. But overall, a good weekend for the tank, for the Titans. I know that some of you don't like it, but I don't care. Because this is what's best for the Titans going forward. And if the Titans get Joe or Ola Fashanu, we're all going to be better off for it. But I am going to have a Christmas episode out for you. My Tennessee Titans Christmas wish list. Make sure you guys check that out tomorrow. But that is going to do it for me today, folks. As always, I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and this was Locked On Titans.